In a clinical trial of a vaccine, 8,000 children were randomly divided into two groups. The subjects in group 1, the experimental group, were given the vaccine, while the subjects in group 2, the control group, were given a placebo. Of the 4,000 children in experimental group or group 1, 78 developed the disease. Of the 4,000 children in the control group, 115 developed the disease. So, first of all, this is how you write it out. Sample size. And since there's 2, since 78 developed the disease in the first group, that's what your X1 would be, and 115 developed it in the control group, or group 2. So that's what X2 would be. Now, the first thing you need to do is develop an alternative hypothesis, which would read P1 equals P2 and P1 is less than P2. Once you have the alternative hypothesis, you can go ahead and use your calculator. We're going to be using function 2PROPS z-test. You fill these out. X1 is 78, N1 is 4,000, X2 is 115, and N2 is 4,000. Since we're looking for less than, that's what we're going to put in, calculate, and it should give us the z-score of negative 2.69 or negative 2.7, and p-score of 0.0035 or 0.004. Now once you have the z-score and the p-score, you can go ahead and find out whether the null was rejected or not. Earlier in the problem, the alpha was given to us as 0.1, and using the p method, if p is greater than alpha, do not reject the null. Since p is less than alpha, we reject the null. Now since we did reject the null, there is sufficient evidence, and the answer would read as reject the null of the hypothesis because there is sufficient evidence to conclude that the proportion of subjects in the experimental group, or N1, who contracted the disease is less than the proportion of the subjects in the control group, or N2, at the alpha 0.1 level.